Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I
go
forgot
without
about
the
her.
cheese. Wow.
Who doesn't like Parmesan?
Thank you.
And then just
Parsley.
little parsley decorated up, you know? Yeah. I wish I could be there to have what you guys have.
Hey, hi, I'm Amy Roloff in my little kitchen, and look who's joining me, Lisa. And so we're really doing a fun thing today that I like to do, and we're going to be cooking on Zoom with people that had answered our call on social media, Instagram, like Who Wants to Cook with Amy. And because it's on Zoom, it's live, there's no cuts or edits and stuff like that. I try and pick something that can be accomplished in this hour,
Right.
maybe 2 hours of a Zoom call and stuff. And so just like a cooking show, I have it already done,
Delicious.
just in case.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
So today it's all about sheet pan recipes. That's a big thing going on right now. If you follow anybody or on social media and stuff, and I know a lot of you guys are working families, and you know, how can you get something on without it being complicated but quick
and easy
as well. So anyway, today it's all about sheet pans, and we're going to join a couple of people on our Zoom in about a minute here. So anyway, Amy Roloff in my little kitchen with Lisa.
Hi. You guys can unmute for a moment here.
Oh, we're muted. There we go.
Hi.
Hello. How's it going?
Hi. And I will try and just like direct questions to you, and you guys definitely direct questions to me. So anyway, welcome to my little kitchen. I am so excited to have you both here. I'm never sure if we're going to have 6 people, 1 person, 3 people.
Yeah.
But I think we have 2 of you guys. So you want to ask who's who?
Well,
Here?
I wanted to introduce Connie McCormick from West Palm Beach.
But who's Connie?
We've got
Me.
there she is.
Hi, Connie.
And Dean and Tori DiMarzo from Hyde Park, New York. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome. Boy, East Coast people, gotta love it. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock your time. Okay.
Wow.
Well, Connie, West
Yeah.
Palm Beach. Have you always
Yeah.
lived there?
No, I was born in New Jersey and
Okay.
also lived in Michigan in Ludington.
Oh yeah, I know Ludington, right on the beach there, Lake Michigan. Yeah.
Yes, I know. I binge watched Little People Big World from season 1 to the end, but stupidly started with the last season.
Well, that's okay. And you still want to be a part of this, huh?
I love you.
Well, I appreciate that. I do. You know, it's joining this crazy reality show back in the day. Just to give a quick little history. I mean, we kind of started this back in 2004. It really became episodes in 2006. So I mean, what, 6, 4? That's 14 years. So we've been doing this about 16 years. If you counted episodes, but for me, I've been doing it for 18 years. Once you do the pilots and all this stuff,
Right.
Wow.
I will tell you this. I am amazed we are still on the air.
Yes.
You know, some of my kids have made other choices, which I'm so excited for because they're adults. They want to do other things in their life and stuff like that. So Zach and Tori are still on. And so we shall see about this new season. You watch.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a new season?
It's a dicey one. Very
I'm so
dicey.
excited.
Yeah.
Dicey and juicy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. But yeah, I mean, it's not publicly announced, but you know, I'm assuming we're doing new episodes, but why are we filming?
Right.
When
Why
is it?
are we filming
start?
episodes? What?
Do you know when it will start?
That I don't know. They don't do that because, you know, they're still working out their schedule. When does this best fit in and this show and this show. So I think it's going to be anywhere from late spring to middle of the summer. But I'll
So
either announce it or you'll see it on TLC. But anyway, again, I appreciate you watching.
Oh, I
Um,
love it.
Same
what?
name as your daughter-in-law, Tori.
Oh yeah, we're Dean and Tori. Oh yeah, DiMarzo. So yeah, thank you for joining us from West Palm Beach here, Connie. I appreciate
Oh,
that.
I'm so
Maybe
excited.
Maybe one day I'll be out there. But Dean,
Come
Tori.
visit.
Oh, go on, what?
Come and visit. You can
Yes.
stay with us.
I will. We'll later on, maybe we'll get into, some legacy recipes, bringing down from the family. Anyway, Dean, Tori, how are y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Excited
Who's
to
the cook
cook.
in the family?
Yeah.
All right.
It's usually me.
Dean, what's one of your favorite things to cook?
I do a lot. I work a lot with chicken. That's the.
Yeah.
it's
I
the
have
most
dietary
common.
restrictions a lot.
Okay.
There's a few red meat. It doesn't really happen in our house, but so we'll be working with chicken today. But that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I bake a lot of dishes.
Yeah.
Getting into other stuff. I don't know. What do I do?
Well, to me, that's one of the beautiful things about a sheet pan. When you're a working couple or, having grandkids over, or like for me, it's just Chris and I. I mean, you can have this amount or you can make enough for a big family. It's quick. It's, seasonings are not limited, but you don't need a lot because that roasting really brings out so much flavor. And I think, let me ask you this. Do you have skin on your chicken?
No, we're gonna be
No.
working with just chicken breast.
Okay. The one thing I have issues with sometimes for myself is I gotta really pay attention to that because I don't want to dry out my chicken. So the one thing I have found, I haven't done a lot with roasting unless it's with chicken thighs. But when I saute, because I use a lot of skinless, boneless chicken, and I just do a coating of dusting, but I don't think that works with roasting. Because with sauteing, you have olive oil and you can kind of like, I don't know, not fry it up, but
Give
brown
a-
it and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So yeah, that'll be great. Did you prep your chicken or are you just gonna do olive oil on it when you put it in the oven?
Yeah, just gonna do olive oil and seasoning. I'm
Okay,
prepping
cool.
the
Did
veggies
you,
right now.
Did you pound your chicken at all?
No, I should.
Yeah, you should. I think
Okay.
Yeah, we have a tender.
The only reason I say that you don't, because sometimes I have the issues depending on where I get my chicken. When I pound it, it's like, wait a minute, what happened? It just turned to shreds. Like,
Yeah.
what in the world's going on? And so, but I have found that pounding chicken, especially if it's skinless and boneless, it will tenderize it a little bit and you can even out the thick from
Right.
the skinnier part of the chicken and
So it
hopefully,
cooks even.
yeah, it'll cook more evenly and
Yeah,
stuff.
that makes sense.
So, I mean, you don't have to do it, but sometimes in cooking, I don't know about you, Connie and Dean and Tori, but sometimes you get into these habits in cooking and you just do it like, well, that's the way I've always been doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
You
And when
never
someone
ask
else
why.
comes along with an idea, I'm like, oh my
I
gosh.
know.
I was like, wait a minute, where have I been? So anyway, so thank you both for joining us.
Yeah.
Do you guys, has any of you seen Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen, any of these cooking videos I do?
I watch them all the time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because
And
I
hi,
don't-
Lisa. I didn't mean to ignore you, Lisa.
Oh, no, that's okay. She's my sidekick.
I'm the
I
soup
know.
But, well, I'm excited because, it's not like I'm probably telling anybody new. I think when I follow a lot of people that cook and chefs and all this other stuff. And I think everyone just has like a different style or they'll add different ingredients. I thought, oh, that puts a different spin on it. You guys are cooking with chicken. Oh my gosh, I am so overwhelmed by the number of chicken recipes. And they're
Yeah.
all just slight variations.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I'll get back to you, Connie, but what is your favorite thing you like to do with chicken?
I like that.
Dean and
Yeah.
Tori.
So
There's like
there's one dish I've been doing where I'll first roast the chicken, get it just near to the point of cooking, and then at the last moment throw on some apple butter and
like apple
cinnamon,
cinnamon, yeah.
and then roast some potatoes in that
With
like
some
a brown
broccoli.
sugar butter glaze, and
Add some
then
broccoli. It's like a
onions
sheet
and
dish.
apples in the same kind of sheet
Yeah.
dish thing we're doing today.
Wow,
So you
that
brought
sounds-
in a little bit of the sweet thing.
Yes.
To your
Yeah.
chicken.
She's got a sweet tooth, so
Yeah.
yes.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's great.
Mhm.
Connie, have you done a lot of sheet pan baking or?
I try not to cook any more than I have to. But my no.
Okay.
I have
Um,
not done a lot of I usually like my chicken coated with ranch dressing and breadcrumb,
Mhm.
and I do fry it like that or bake it.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm assuming you've done a lot of cooking in your day for like your kids or maybe some grandkids.
Oh
And
yeah.
now I'm assuming what you're at least probably our age, maybe
No, I'm older than you.
older than me. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not much. She looks,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we're young. What do you mean kicking my feet? We're 60. I mean, crying out loud.
60.
Now these two down here are youngins.
I know.
Yeah, they're young.
No, but I think it's great because I think what's happening in cooking really is I love it because I love the farmers market. They're really getting back to more local. And the one thing I'd love, in fact, I was talking to someone yesterday. I went to this gathering from the wives, from the poker guys that Chris has been playing poker with for a long time. You know what I wish grocery stores would do? You know, as we try and help people, because there's so many people on a budget. I'm grateful that, you know, I can buy fresh foods regardless whether it's in season or not. But there's so many people that can't.
Right.
And eating healthy to me is expensive.
Yeah.
I wish in the grocery stores, they would have a section like these are seasonal fruits or vegetables. Like, depending on where you live, we should not be getting blueberries in February. Blueberries happen in July
Make no
and
sense.
August.
Yes.
And so, like you guys, coming from the East or the Midwest, I remember eating a lot more citrus, like grapefruits and oranges, and maybe bananas too. I'm not sure, because those were more available and cost less. And I know I went on a tangent. Sorry, people.
No, that makes sense. No, focusing on
But I wish
seasonal.
that they would put up a sign said these are seasonal, so that if you are on a budget, yeah, your kid may want blueberries, but you know what? Help them to eat an orange or a banana. That's a lot cheaper. And eating more of your root vegetables, spaghetti squash, butternut squash, other root
Beets and-
vegetables,
yeah.
beets and stuff. Because anyway,
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's what I wish.
Have
I
you
should
grown your own
correct
vegetables?
my statement. I don't like to cook anymore,
Yes.
but I used to have to cook all the time.
Well, I kind of figured that, Connie.
Yeah.
And to your point, Tori, the question you were going to ask, do I grow anything? You would have thought I would have grown a lot more stuff living on a farm and everything. I'd have to say I'm not a good gardener. I will
We
plant
tried,
the
it
stuff.
didn't go well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will plant the stuff. Oh, I'll get so excited when they start to grow. But then I thought, oh, well, I planted these two close together. Why didn't this grow? And
Yeah, but
all the weeds.
You have a mean herb garden out here.
And
She has
yeah.
a great herb garden.
That's good.
And so when I moved to the house, to this house off the farm, I thought, well, there's no way we're going to have a vegetable garden here and containers. And I realized how important containers are. So I just have pots and I grow herbs because I really like fresh herbs.
Mhm.
And those are very expensive in the store.
Yeah.
I don't know. That
So-
looked like a pretty awesome garden you and your daughter planted.
Well, yeah, that was back at the farm. But
Yeah.
here at the house, yeah, my herbs are in pots. So I'll do rosemary, thyme, parsley, basil, oregano. What else? Seems like there was something else. I don't remember. Oh dear. Anyway, spring's coming up. I'm gonna have to replenish that.
Yes.
Well, let's
I
go.
can't grow anything. I kill everything. If it doesn't
So do
live on
I.
air, forget it.
So do I. Well, the one thing here, the one thing that's new to me, I'm trying to, understand beef a little bit. We don't have beef that often either. I only try and have beef maybe once, but I am married to an Idaho guy that he's meat potatoes, and
Mhm.
I got to get more creative in some of these chicken recipes. But flank steak and skirt steak are very similar. I think it can be a tougher meat. In fact, I'm going to modify this recipe a little bit, that if you do flank steak, I have seen it just broiled, a little salt and pepper broiled. It's great. But if you cook it too far, I think it can be tough.
Yeah.
And it's such a thin steak. In fact, no, this is skirt steak. I decided to do skirt steak. So this is skirt steak. I mean, it's very thin.
Yeah.
And that's why, if you're going to do something like this with the vegetables, cook a meat that will cook fast and in a timely manner. Or even though it's a sheet pan, you might have to do it in different stages. This is what I made. No. This is what I made earlier This is what I made earlier today.
Looks
Yum.
great.
But I already have a modification to this. Because
All I know is Chris is a lucky guy to get all that good cooking.
that's why we're on an exercise program now. COVID, we sat around too much. But with that dish, I cook the potatoes a little ahead of time because they will take, longer to cook. And that's why I said to pound out your chicken. So it'll cook in
Evenly.
Yeah, it'll cook evenly,
Sure.
but in less time. So if you just left the chicken here, you know how you got that bigger part and it graduals down to a thinner part? And I've even pounded chicken and I've cut them in half because the piece is too big. Anyway, but then I went ahead and thought, man, this steak's going to cook quick. So I went ahead and roasted the asparagus, onions, mushrooms, and tomatoes. Well, I cooked them a little too long. Because by the time I put the steak on, I'm like, okay, this is another 6 to 8 minutes and on each side. Then my asparagus got a little wimpy, a little wilted.
But I like it that way.
Me too.
Pardon?
I like it better that way. I don't
Yeah.
like it crunchy.
You know what? It's so funny because that's how Chris likes them. But I'm like, no. You have cooked that veggie to death.
I like it soft.
Yeah. So anyway, so what I'll do here is we'll cook the tomatoes, or this is how I do it. You guys share what you guys would do too. I'll go ahead and cook the potatoes, and then I will add the asparagus, tomatoes, or I'll cook the onions with maybe the potatoes. Then I'll add the mushrooms, the tomatoes, and the asparagus, but I'll just cook them enough just to get them started. And then I'll lay the steak on, or the chicken, or whatever else, and then continue to roast from there. But obviously, to me, it's started. Yeah, it's about a sheet pan, but it doesn't mean you cook everything all at once. It will have to go in stages depending on your veggies. So yeah. So where's my bowl? I don't know about you, but I think it's easier sometimes to oil and salt your ingredients in a separate bowl and then lay them down. Because other than that, I think your sheet pan, because I use parchment paper on mine, it's less cleanup.
Is this your off?
Yeah. Do you want to do that? And then that way I can make sure, the potatoes are well coated and I can see what's happening with the salt and pepper. Now, if you want a little more smoky flavor, I love smoked paprika. That is a nice, onto your potatoes or something like that. Now, are you cooking this along with me, Dean and Tori? Okay, great.
I'm gonna put
And I
myself
know-
on mute so you don't hear the banging in the
Oh,
background.
yeah, that's fine. Connie, I think you were gonna have your daughter on here.
Yeah,
Well, share this recipe with her if this is something she'd like.
I did. I saved it.
Good.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I have made similar to this with the chicken and the ranch, and then I make the potatoes with the olive oil and
Yeah,
season salt and put it on the side. So
I mean, this is such an easy dinner, and a lot of it is just your combination of what you want to put with it. Like I'm already thinking butternut squash, maybe some broccoli, some onions, and I love roasted tomatoes. Love it. So, that's a lot of oil.
will this be
Over-oiled. Lisa over oiled. So I'm
Well,
just gonna put this on here.
will this be posted anywhere? Because I do Facebook Lives and everybody's asking if there's a way to watch this.
This is posted on my Facebook page. I
Okay.
don't know if it'll go to Instagram or not, but it will be posted on the,
Yeah, we've already got the recipe, so Naveed, our producer, is on here. He can let us know when it'll be posted.
yeah.
Yeah.
But eventually it will go on to my Facebook page.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
then it will go on Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen's site and YouTube. YouTube
Okay.
channel. It'll be kind of like a fun thing. Okay. Whether we have time for all of this, I'm not sure. Depends on how much time you all have. But we're gonna put this in the oven. Usually to me, roasting, and I love the little baby potatoes because they don't take as long. I thought these were a little bit on the large size, so I cut them in half. But this should only take maybe 15 to 20 minutes because as we continue to cook, the potatoes will continue. But if you could just not easily, but if you could poke a fork in your potatoes, then they're getting done and load your other stuff up. So we're gonna put this in the oven. Love it. Now, Dean and Tori, for you guys doing chicken, depending on how flat your chicken is, I don't know if you kind of want to put that chicken with your potatoes. I'm not sure, how long that would take. But when you flatten your chicken, I mean, chicken usually cooks pretty quick as well. And Dean, if you've been cooking with chicken probably a lot longer than I have,
I would love to have Dean and Tori's recipe for chicken because that sounded really good.
Yeah.
I had put it in the comments on the Instagram post that you had made that we had commented on. So somebody had asked for it, so I had commented it in that section.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
Thank you. What are we doing now?
Okay, what are we doing now? Can you hand me those?
Asparagus.
Yeah, we're gonna do these asparagus. I already chopped some of them off. In fact, I'm gonna do, here, you wanna just take this and just kind of cut the ends off, because I don't want this end here. Asparagus, I'm sure you guys have cooked with them. They have this really tough end to it, so I at least cut off an inch or more to the asparagus. But if you don't like asparagus, broccoli would have gone well here.
Usually they say where it breaks is where it's the freshest instead of cutting.
Oh,
When you
that's
do,
true too.
if you do the stalk, it cuts off there.
And then I think, I love when you get spring asparagus because they're thinner, they're not as thick.
Right.
They're not as, how do you say, woody
Mealy or
woody down at the
Tough.
bottom. So these spring asparagus to me is, again, seasonal.
Okay. Yeah, see, that one broke up fire.
So I'm just gonna lay these on one side here.
More oil.
I'm gonna put my mushrooms on here. Oops.
Take that out. Yeah, she almost flipped the pan.
can you cut this onion in like quarters or something? And like I said, I mean, if you don't like onions, you know, we're coming up to St. Patty's Day. Cut little wedges of cabbage and put that on here too. I think, and I'm just gonna like par. No, this is good. I'm gonna par, I guess I'm gonna call it par roasties, so that when I put the steak on, it will continue to cook and I won't have, well, for you, Connie, Connie, that would have been good, but mushy.
Yes, I like mushy.
We're gonna get the tomatoes. Where? Oh, do I? Oh yeah, here we go. Garlic, fresh garlic. Oh no, that, you know what? I need this melted. If you're doing steak, I think a great thing over steak would be, oh goodness gracious. Oh, blue cheese. Blue cheese crumbles. Chris loves blue cheese. So towards the end, I would put that on there, just have it get a little bit of soft and a little bit of melted, you know, on the steak. But if you can melt that for me.
And some people like to know butter. Tillamook butter is really good. We have that here.
Well, we're
locally.
local, yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't know
you
if they
guys
get it where
have
they are.
Tillamook products, look for Tillamook. They're really good. Okay, I'm gonna go heat this up real quick.
And if you guys are doing chicken, rosemary I think goes well on chicken, but I love thyme. You know, thyme and oregano on chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna do these tomatoes.
Too bad we can't get a sample.
No.
Amy, did you put the Parmesan on now?
No, what I'm gonna do is when I cook the steak, now I'm gonna put the steak on broil because I have such a thin steak. You guys can continue to roast chicken. And then maybe if you want to, but since it doesn't have a skin on it, I'm not sure I would broil the chicken because I think it may dry it out. I don't know, Dean, you probably have more experience on that than I. But what I do is I mix the parm, I mix the butter with the herbs and the garlic, and I'll put that over the meat, and then I'll just sprinkle some parm over just before the other side is done cooking, so I can get it incorporated in there. Because if not, then your parm's just going to burn, and so will your garlic if you put it on broil.
Okay, here's your butter.
Thank you. And then you can just go ahead and just mix in like one little pinch of rosemary and at least half that garlic. So I'm gonna do a little bit of oil over my mushrooms, my onions here, a little bit of tomatoes. I'm just gonna really be careful of my salt, but I'll continue to do a little bit of salt. Now, if you wanted to do your tomatoes, mushrooms, and onions in a bowl, that's perfectly fine. And then put it on the baking sheet. That's good too, because sometimes I think when you got multiple vegetables here, you're ending up with a whole lot of oil.
Is that olive oil?
Yes, I use olive oil for everything now.
Yeah,
I just got in the habit of it. I will still use canola oil when it comes to baking though.
Right.
I haven't really gotten into using olive oil in baking.
It's a lot lighter. The canola oil is lighter.
Yeah, especially for this stuff.
Okay, what else can I do?
That is it.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna put this in maybe, I don't know, 5, maybe 10 minutes.
There's the butter.
We'll see how it goes, and then
Put the meat in.
we're gonna put the steak on.
Looking good.
Lisa's Italian. I'm getting on this pasta kick. I would like to make gnocchi
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Gnocchi is
She
wonderful.
knows how to say it now.
and my own like pasta. I just want to like give it a try and just see what that process is. Okay, you guys, I took mine out of the oven because I almost forgot about it. But my asparagus still have a little bite to it, and they're green. And I did not use button, the white mushrooms. I used cremini, or however you say that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am now just
Oh
gonna
my gosh, it smells. so
lay
good.
my steak. I salt and peppered this side, so I'm gonna lay that one down. I'm going to
Is that steak raw at this point?
Yep.
And you could lay it on top with no problem?
You know what? I thought about that too, but yeah, because the heat of it, especially when you broil it, should be all okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now with chicken, I would probably make a little room separate than Tori and Dean for chicken, because I didn't mention that in my recipe. I'm going to tweak this recipe that I sent you all, and we'll try and resend it to you. But I think for chicken, I would probably just create space on a baking sheet to cook the chicken, and maybe not put raw chicken over the vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, it should be
Maybe
okay.
separate.
I've got it in a separate sheet for that.
Okay.
And then just tomatoes.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna move my rack because I'm gonna broil it. So I'm gonna move my rack up higher, change my oven to broil. Because that may have been a detail I didn't put on the, you know, to roast your stuff, but then broil your meat. So you might have to change the racks.
And you kind of have to be by the broiler.
Oh, yeah, you do.
So,
So Lisa, that's gonna be your job.
okay.
So let me know. Whoa, baby, what's burning?
So Mizithra cheese is Mizithra.
I'm gonna write that down. Thank you.
ITHRA. And brown it, shredded Mizithra in butter, and then just sprinkle it over the.
So good.
All right. Wish me luck that I don't burn the meat.
Now I, on my oven, I have a high or low broil. I think, you know, I do want the meat to cook somewhat. Now for chicken, you may not need to put this on broil, but for the steak, I'm putting it in on broil because I like it medium rare, at least with a little pink or red in it.
Yeah.
You want to flip it?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's, I mean, have you checked the time? Like how long
6
has it been in
minutes.
there? 6 minutes? Okay. Here it is. We're gonna flip over our steak. Are you gonna show it? I mean, I think I'm gonna switch to broil on high because I want more of a crispy edge. Okay.
And if you do high, I think you might burn the other stuff. Okay.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I
Look at
forgot to put
this.
some of the butter stuff on it.
Just pour it over the top.
I just barely remembered to do that myself.
Well, you know, you get talking.
How do you get your husband to do all that good cooking, Tori?
Because if I did it, we wouldn't probably make it. Like, I feel like we would get very sick if I made it. So,
That's their strategy.
yeah.
That's
Well, one of
the,
the things that probably changed in this too, I think the tomatoes and the onions, the potatoes are great, even the mushrooms. I probably would have maybe waited to put the asparagus on when I put on the meat. Because when you do put it on broil and stuff like that, they cook up fast. And these were very, you know, these were thinner. They were spring asparagus. So,
they probably taste delicious, just like I like them.
yeah. But, you know, I mean, they still hold up a little bit.
And they have a little drizzle of that butter on there and you can
Well, let me
smell.
slice this up.
Oh my gosh, the garlic. Of course, the garlic for us Italians.
Yeah.
It smells awesome
You
though.
never,
It's really good.
you can never run out of garlic or not have enough. The more garlic.
No.
Well, I think the thing that I got from a sheet pan, it is easy. You go in stages for the most part, but it is easy to make a dish.
Mhm.
It's really putting what you want with it, the seasonings, and you adjust those seasonings if you're having more of an, I'm gonna call it like an Asian kind of cooking flair to it, or an Indian kind of flair to it if you want to add curry powder and stuff like that, or even a country flair, you know, a little barbecued and roasted potatoes and, you know, stuff like that. So, Tori and Dean, I was going to ask you because you have no kids. You're living life.
Yep.
What do you guys like to do together? Activities or adventures and stuff like that?
That's sometimes the hardest thing, especially like the last few years, you know, with COVID and everything being shut down.
Yeah.
Finding like fun date things to do is so limited, especially when it's freezing cold here, like 7 months out of the year. So
perform together on the weekends. We like to go
You
to
do
certain
what?
perform.
We play
on the
music at
weekends.
restaurants.
Yeah, and then we go to restaurants, try new foods. We like to
Okay.
we order a date box, so we do like a date once a month.
Yeah, they
Oh,
make these
cool.
little subscription date boxes where they'll have, some s'mores and like a little heater for the s'mores to cook them on, and
Wow, that's a
a
good
card
idea.
game to play together. Just fun little stuff to spark a fun night.
Now, do you,
Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
do you get that online? Like that arrives once a month or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I just saw ours is on the porch right now.
Oh, is it really?
Because I think I've heard of those.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just a nice, easy little extra thing to keep you just regularly hanging out, having fun.
Do you guys perform on Facebook at all where we could watch you?
She
We
just put out a
used
new
to.
music video.
Yeah.
But yeah, during lockdown, we were doing like a weekly Facebook Live doing that.
But yeah,
What's
but now
the name
we're
What's the name of your page?
It's Blank Canvas Music.
Huh. I like that name because you're creative. Any music, you put in music together, your
Yeah.
words and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be neat to watch.
yeah. We also like we do art stuff too. I like to draw together sometimes, and
Yeah, she's a fantastic artist. I am not, so I just kind of.
but it's
have
fun.
feelings about
Yeah,
it.
it's fun to do it anyway together and take
Yeah,
walks.
you have to be born with that talent.
Yeah,
Well, you're making reads, Connie. That's creative too. That's really
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's awesome.
Well,
oh my gosh.
Okay.
not like an artist though.
This is how
Oh,
I
that-
picked it up.
that looks
I don't
so
know if
good.
You can see it, but it has that little pink.
Oh, look at
Oh yeah,
theirs.
look at you guys.
Ooh.
Did you guys do
Ooh.
peppers or tomatoes?
we've got tomatoes, green beans, and mushrooms.
Oh,
Awesome.
yum.
What seasonings did you guys do? Here you go.
I did the rosemary and thyme along with the garlic butter sauce with salt and pepper.
Okay.
Ooh,
I love
that's-
garlic.
You guys are making me hungry.
Well, I always try and feed Lisa when she comes actually to my house because she lives like 45 minutes from here.
Oh, wow.
Well, traffic can be a bear.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
And
It's not that bad.
so I'm like, boy, that's the least I can do is to,
Feed her.
Feed me.
yeah, feed her. I hope this meat's good.
Yeah, the meat looks excellent.
I hope
How
so.
far are you away from the farm now, Amy?
About 10 minutes maybe?
Oh,
Nice.
ooh, that looks good.
Do you have a grater? I'll get one.
Yeah, I don't see it. We're gonna grate a little parm on here too.
Sounds good.
You can shred it, you can grate it, you can do whatever. And if you don't want parm, that's fine too, but I just think, oh yeah, where's my parsley?
I didn't see any out.
You gotta decorate this up.
Here, I'll take it.
You gonna pull that out? All right.
Mmm.
I was watching you cut that meat. It looks so tender.
Who's that soft?
It's very tender and it's perfectly cooked.
I don't think I need this one. Meat.
Yeah, you do.
Not mine, yours I did.
Oh, no, on the pan you did, not separately.
And then, you know, if you don't want the parm over your meat, that's fine too, depending on what your meat is. I think it'd go great with chicken. Oh,
Take some.
sorry.
Yeah,
I
go
forgot
without the
about her.
cheese, wow.
Who doesn't like Parmesan?
Thank you.
And then just
Little
a little parsley decorated up, you know? Yeah. I wish I could be
Yum.
there to have what you guys have. As
I know.
well, Tori.
We're excited.
That's one thing I'd love to do is, there's probably another show out there, but I'll have to check it out. But I'd love to be able to travel and go to people's homes. But really,
Yeah,
um,
be awesome.
But
You
they
can come to
can't-
my house.
yeah,
You You need to get out of that cold weather. Come down to Florida.
All right. What their legacy is, because the one thing I really enjoyed traveling all over the state when I was growing up is when you go to these regional areas of our country, you really got a chance to try that kind of region's food, you know, whether you're in Miami. I mean, that might be South, but I'm sure it's got a huge Cuban influence.
Yes.
That kind of cooking.
Yes.
The
Big
Southwest,
Cuban.
the West, or Caribbean, yes, Caribbean, the Northwest, even the core of the Midwest too. I think, you know, it's great to be so like all over the place and you can get something anywhere, but there's nothing like that authentic culinary experience or history regionally. So
Right.
that would be my show, to go to people's houses and say, show me something tradition.
Sounds good
Yeah.
to me.
And it doesn't like to be reinforced. Oh, golly, I am getting that right. But yeah, like
This, this was such an honor to be chosen. I just put it down and I thought, oh, whatever, I'll just do it. When I heard, I thought, really?
thank you guys so much. And I hope you continue watching, you know, Little People, Big World when it comes on. But I definitely appreciate you guys supporting Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen. It's my little thing I love to do, and who knows where it'll go.
And we'll send you each one of our aprons. So look for that coming in the mail.
Oh, cool.
Thank
That's so
you.
exciting.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
It's so
so
nice
much.
to meet you. You're awesome.
Yeah, you guys too. And stay
Yeah.
safe, all the best. Enjoy your week. Well, with all this chaos going on, try to enjoy your week and have a good weekend. And yeah, if you guys ever do a live music thing, let me know, because I'm very into the
Will
local,
do.
you know, some of it in Hillsborough here, local music scene, and it's great. So
And we'll look for your wreath making, Connie.
yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to look up you guys too.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Take care, you
Bye.
guys.
You too.
Bye.
Enjoy.